Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa Raziyallahu Ta'ala anha narrates that once during the Battle of Trench, I went out following the footprints of people. When I was behind them, I heard the sound of a thud on the ground behind me. When I turned back, suddenly I found Saad bin Muadda, may Allah be pleased with him, coming with his nephew, Haris bin Aus. He was carrying a shield. I sat on the ground. Hazrat Saad, may Allah be pleased with him, passed by me. He had a bandage of iron tied over his upper arm, and his body parts were uncovered, due to which I feared some harm from him. Because Hazrat Saad, may Allah be pleased with him, was the tallest and the most handsome among the people. As he passed by me, he was reciting poetic verses about the virtues of fighting and expressing his eagerness for martyrdom. I waited for a while until he bore the burden of fighting and said, "Death is so good when it comes at its due time." After that, I got up and went to a garden. I saw a gathering of Muslims there, including Hazrat Umar Farooq, may Allah be pleased with him, and one of them was laying with his head in another's lap. Hazrat Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, saw me. He said, "Why did you come here? By Allah, you have come at a terrible time. How can you be so carefree, fearing neither misfortune nor being captured?" He kept reproaching me continuously until I wished at that moment that the earth would split open and I would sink into it. At that very moment, that person uncovered his face, and it was Hazrat Talha bin Ubaidullah. May Allah be pleased with him. He said, "O Umar, today you have gone too far. Allah will decide where to go and where to be captured." Then one of the disbelievers from the Quraysh, whose name was Ibn Arqam, approached with a spear, saying, "Stop this man. I am Ibn Arqam." He aimed the spear at Hazrat Saad, may Allah be pleased with him, and struck it at the vein of its upper arm, and it was cut. Hazrat Saad, may Allah be pleased with him, prayed, "O Allah, do not let me die until my eyes have been cooled from the issue of Banu Qurayza." The Banu Qurayza were allies and freed slave of the people of ignorance. His wound healed, and Allah sent a storm upon the polytheists, defeating them and sufficing the Muslims. Abu Sufyan and his companions returned disappointed. Aina bin Badr and his companions went back to Najd, and Banu Qurayza went back to their forts. The Prophet ﷺ returned to Medina, and he ordered to remove weapons. A tent of leather was pitched in the mosque of Saad. During this time, Hazrat Jibril, peace be upon him, came, showing the marks of dust on his teeth. He said, "Have you removed weapons? By Allah, the angels have not yet removed their weapons. Go to Banu Qurayza and fight them." Prophet ﷺ followed his command and ordered people to prepare for war. On the way, the Prophet ﷺ passed by the Banu Ghunnam neighborhood, who were the neighbors around the mosque. He asked, "Has anyone passed by you?" They said, "Yes, some people from Banu Qurayza have passed by us." In fact, Hazrat Dahiya's Kalb's beard, teeth and face resembled Hazrat Jibril, peace be upon him. Then the Prophet ﷺ approached Banu Qurayza and laid siege to them for 25 days. When the siege intensified and their difficulties increased, someone advised them to put their decisions on Saad bin Muadda's judgment. They agreed to this advice and sought advice from Hazrat Abu Lubaba, may Allah be pleased with him. He signaled that they should kill him. Hearing this, they said, "We abide by the decision of Saad bin Muadda." Hazrat Saad, may Allah be pleased with him, passed his judgment that the fighting man should be killed. Their children should be taken as captives, and their wealth should be distributed. The Prophet ﷺ said, "You have decided according to Allah and His Messenger's decision." Then Hazrat Saad, may Allah be pleased with him, prayed, "O Allah, keep me alive until my eyes are cool from Banu Qurayza's matter." Though he had recovered and was showing only a slight injury, when he prayed, his wound burst again. He went back to his tent which the Prophet ﷺ had set up for him in the mosque. The Prophet ﷺ and Hazrat Abu Bakr and Umar, may Allah be pleased with them, visited him. By the dignity of one whose control is Muhammad's hand, I was differentiating between caring of Hazrat Umar and Hazrat Abu Bakr. May Allah be pleased with them. And these people were as Allah said. They were soft-hearted with each other. Alqama said, I asked Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa raziyallahu ta'ala anha, O Jan, how was the condition of the Prophet ﷺ at that time? She replied, the Prophet ﷺ did not shed tears for anyone. Musnad Ahmad, Hadith number 23989.